Hey, it's Wolfy-Chan, and I'm back with another anime review. And this anime is S Cry Ed. Or some mix of that one. Sorry. This one I actually couldn't find a trailer or a clipping that wasn't like 5 to 10 years old. That's that's how old this anime is. Like, it's from the 2000s. And holy snap, did I not think about that at all, how old this anime was. Because this anime, I fell in love with. I thought this was an amazing anime, couldn't help but get enough of it. The dog deciding to scratch little puppers. But this anime itself was very old. I, once again, didn't comprehend that it was that old. I didn't think about it. It's 2017, and I'm just like, well, that's an old anime that I didn't think about. And I love it. And that was the thing. This was one of the very many anime that I grew up with, and I do mean many. This came up on Adult Swim Cartoon Network, and I watched it from there. So it is a bit... My memory of it is not iffy, and I even had to watch a synopsis about it, and even then, I was like, I barely could understand it, and I was just like, is this really what the anime was about? Because, holy snap. And like, I didn't realize until looking up a little bit more research that there was a light novel about it that I'd love to read, and that there were 2 movies. There were 2 movies about this. 2 of them. 2! What? 2 movies? I don't know. I didn't know about this. So it's... The story itself is kind of about our main character who they can bring about this metal, this kind of stuff that warps around your body, and it's a special thing. In the description it was oh goodness, it was alter unos or alter egos. I don't think it was that though. And basically our main character has something like that on his hand and they can't take it off. It's basically like a symbiotic relationship that whenever they call upon this power and it does kind of form, that you're basically not going to take it off. And he's kind of living in the slums, and he's taking care of somebody that really means the world to him. It's, you know, like probably a 12, 13-year-old girl who's in the slums and stuff like that. And she's kind of sick, if I remember right, but kind of not. By the way, take my deathful description of this anime with a grain of salt, because once again, didn't know that this was like almost 17 years old or more. Well, I think maybe either more or less. This is a very old anime. And, of course, this was when I was younger. And I've experienced a lot of things more. A lot of different things. Whew. But our main character is kind of getting money any way they can. In the description, they called him a mercenary. And I'm like, I don't remember him killing as much as I remember him stealing anything that he needed to take care of both of them. And he'd be gone for days at a time. So she, of course, would be very, very worried about him. Go figure. But one day, there's like 2 segments where it's the really poor in kind of a ghetto grotto area, and more of the really rich who live in this superb city that not a lot of people can get into. And the funny thing is now that I'm remembering it, there was little towns, and it's so similar to like Wolf's Rain, Big O, where there's epicenters, this towns that, you know, this is really important. But, yeah, a lot of the people live outside of those, and not a lot of people that live in these big cities knows, give me a second, knows what the life is outside of them. And because a lot of people don't have these abilities that our main character has, those people tend to be in the city because they're very important. As I was reading, it was saying something like the kind of protagonist is part of the Holy Brigade or something like that, which basically fights people and stuff like that and protects the people, and not really. But our main character fights are kind of accidentally comes and okay, best description ever of this part. He stumbles upon the Holy Brigade, or the holy kind of people, and one of the guys is like, you have something. How'd you get it? Tell me about it. If you don't, we're going to take you back to our town. He, our main character, is having none of this, slowly transforms, like, his arm, and this thing's kind of like Iron Man, if Iron Man was more of a D. Like, have the ego of Tony Stark inflated 20 times when in fighting combat. And then afterwards, have him really caring about people. So the kid's kind of exotically everywhere. In fact, the main picture is kind of our main guy that I thought he was very interesting. I really did. He wants a better life for the people around him, but he ends up fighting people, and you see slowly how it goes up his arm and transforms his whole body, whereas I believe the holy guy had kind of something on the outside that then slowly crept all onto his body. So it is very interesting, and it is kind of a fighting, not mechs, but mechanical bodysuits? I don't know how you classify that, because it's not mechs, but like his arm is not human. Like that's a piece of metal. But it is really interesting to see the ups and downs of this kid, and then to slowly find out that I believe the girl that he was taking care of also has something like that in the form of the necklace that he gave her. And like this poor girl is like, like the last time he sees her, he's like, I may be gone for a really, really long time. You know, you should live your life and yada yada. And she's like, I'll always wait for you. And even at the end of the anime, it really was, she's waiting. And he's just in fighting with a lot of people, and more things come fighting. And it's a really complicated anime that I think they could lessen the complication. But it is a really good anime because of the struggle that the main character has to go through to just wanting equality for everybody, and even wanting a life with the person he wants to protect. That's it. That's really his motivation. He just wants a normal life for them. He may want to go live in the city just so that she can live a better life, but that's it. He doesn't want anything more. And he hits a rivalry that he basically, the other guy feels so inadequate that he slowly starts putting himself down and wanting to track down our main character to fight him more and more. Okay. So once again, this is more of a grain of salt one because I really couldn't find a good clip of this anime that was even remotely good, because they were really old, and once again didn't know how old this one. But it is one of the very few anime that I know a lot of people don't talk about. Yeah, it's kind of weird, because when you think of like either older anime or anime that you thought a lot of people would like, you find out that you're in a little small category of them. Once again, I'm a big Wolfy-Chan fan, Big O, and Escryed, which is one of those things, or almost all of them, are very old. I have not checked to see how old Wolfy-Chan was. I'm feeling like it's 10 years old. I feel like that one's 10 years old, because I think it came out in 2006. But once again, it's one of those older ones, as well as this one. So, if you, my awesome viewers, know any place that I could maybe buy it, or know anywhere, like on the websites that I could either buy a pack, or even buy the light novels, I'll have to look, because I want to read the light novels, you know, give you a good review on them, and even watch some movies, which didn't know that they had. It came out in 2012, and I didn't know anything about this. All I knew was the anime, and I loved it. Complicated mess as it was. Still loved it. So, but definitely tell me in the comment section, have you read either the light novels or watched any of the movies, and if it's worth my watch, and I'll give you a review on them. Definitely tell me that. But overall, I would really recommend this for anyone who wants a really good kind of fighting anime, But don't rely on the story too much, because it was crazy. It really was. And this one I will give like an 18 over because of kind of how violent and really strange the fight scenes are. It is more of a violent one because if I remember right, like they accidentally like destroy a couple towns. And that's some bloodshed. It also, I think that almost broke our main character about that. I can't remember. Once again, been a long time. So, if you like this video, definitely leave a like. Leave it in the comment section below. Have you watched S. Cry Ed? And if you know the actual Japanese title of it, know how to pronounce it. You know. And definitely tell me in the comment section below if you have or have not, and if you have a favorite character. That's where I was going with it. Give me on that. I do admit that I liked the antagonist. I thought he was kind of cool. But then he just kind of became obsessed, and that ended up being not my most favorite character. Yeah. But, you know, you're trying to build a story. And definitely subscribe if you haven't already, because I do upload every day from Sunday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday. Whenever you need a video, I got you covered. Something new, something old, or something wacky. And if you want to follow me on Facebook or Twitter, the links are down below. And I hope that you are having a very wonderful, wonderful day. Wolfy-Chan out. Bye.